Hey, Pawn family, what's up? It's Igal, and I wanted to kind of jump on here to talk to you guys about a couple of things that happened over the weekend, as well as what happened on one of my interviews I did today for the podcast. And I want to talk about one of the most important things to growing your business that a lot of people kind of forget about, or that they kind of think that they know how to do it, but they don't do it right, so it doesn't work out. So one of the biggest issues we have in the industry is not having the best employees, or not having a lot of employees to pull from, right? And a lot of people are saying, I can't find good people. And one of the biggest issues is that we don't build our industry so that people say, man, I want to become a pawnbroker. I really want to work at a pawn shop at this incredible place with this incredible culture. And yet we still want people to come and fill out an application, hope that they answer our Craigslist ad after they see the word pawn shop. And we're making the biggest mistake by not really, making our culture and our business so great that the community sees it. Now, picture this. Picture that you are a pawn shop in San Diego, let's say where I am, and you won the award for best place to work. How many potential people do you think are going to come knocking on your door to work for you? Now let's see it the other way, right? Let's say you have a dirty store where people don't want to really come in, where you're not the nicest person, you don't have great leadership, great culture, and your employees don't even want to be there. How do you expect to find great people to work for? How do you expect to find great management if you want to, hire management? How do you expect to find a great bookkeeper? Anybody, if you have incredible company culture. Now, what does that take, right? The first rule to company culture is clarity. You've got to have clarity on what your mission is, on what your vision is, and what your values are. And if you don't have that, then you don't even know where you're going. And all you care about is profit. There's an author, his name is Dale Partridge, and he wrote a book called People Over Profit, right? There's another book called People First. So if you're not putting into your people, if you're not investing in your people with training, your people with development, in your people, and why would you expect more people knocking on your door to work in your company? Now, you can either be the pawn shop on one side of the street that has trouble finding people, or you can be the guy who people are knocking on the doors, the competition, the competitors' employees are knocking on the door, which is what we had, right? We had the gift of building a great company culture, and our competitors' employees would knock on our door to come work for us. But that's because we invested in our people. We got training, right? I got leadership training and culture training and all these types of things because I wanted to grow the best culture, because I cared about my people. And if you don't care about your people, you can't really build a great culture. If you don't have clarity with where you're going, you can't build a culture. Now, it takes courage to build a great culture, because so many people in our industry, I'd say like 98% of the people in our industry don't have great culture within the business. They think that they do, but they don't. It's a small percentage of pawnbrokers who really have that great company culture, who are really great leaders. That's because they've developed themselves. They've invested themselves to learn what true leadership is. What is true leadership? See, leadership takes clarity, takes courage, takes commitment. It takes the condition of your mind and your body, and all different other things that I teach in the Masterclass. In order to grow your business, you have to invest in yourself. In order to grow your business, you have to invest in your employees to build that incredible company culture. But if you're not willing to invest, if you're not willing to say, you know what, I'm going to spend a couple $100, I'm going to spend some money here to invest, then why would you expect for your employees to become better? How can you expect your management staff to become better? And how do you expect you or your company to become better? It takes work to grow. It takes investment in personal development, in reading and taking courses to grow your company. If you think that you're just going to sit there day after day after day doing the same thing, hoping and expecting for more customers to walk through the door, that's the definition of insanity, right? I'm sure we've all heard that phrase. Doing the the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. It takes courage to grow a pawn shop. First and foremost, it takes courage to open one, right? But in order to become that 1%, the 2% of people who are extremely successful in the pawn industry, who have multiple stores, who have a great company culture where they can leave and go on vacation for 3 weeks and not have to worry about it because they have the best team in place. You've got to learn how to do that. And it takes such incredible work to learn, and not just to learn, but to really implement how to get that done. Because implementation is the key, and accountability, like Stan says, is the magic. All the time I have these calls with people and I say, hey, you should jump into the mastermind, or hey, you should take the masterclass. And they say, well, what does that intake? And then I tell them what it is. I say, hey, I don't want that much accountability. I don't want you to be on my ass every single week, but that's what it takes to grow a great company. It takes accountability and to get your goals done, to write them out, to have clarity, to be surrounded by people who want you to win, and to learn what real leadership takes. If you cannot lead, your staff will not give you what you need. I'll say that again. That rhymes, actually. If you cannot lead, your staff won't be able to give you what you need. So in order to become an incredible leader, join the masterclass. We don't have that many spots open. I guarantee the course, if you don't like it for any reason, you can just say, Yigal, this sucked. It wasn't for me. But I'm going to teach you how to build that incredible culture. I'm going to teach you how to build yourself as a way better leader than you are today, so you get what you need from your staff, so they can build that culture with you. They can build what you want, that company that you want, because if you're not building a great company, all you're doing is building a job. And let's talk about that. So many pawnbrokers that I talk to, they can't leave their store. They're stuck. They're enslaved to their pawn shop. And that's because they haven't learned how to lead. They haven't learned how to build such an incredible culture where they can go out there and hire incredible staff, where they can go out there and hire incredible management, and they've got meetings and things are going so well. I mean, picture your staff getting along so well. Picture your staff doing what you need them to do to make your store grow, to make your loan balance grow, to increase sales. Picture having incredible meetings together. Everyone on the same page and clarity like you've never had before. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been there. 16 years in the pawn industry, third generation pawnbroker. I've seen what not to do, and I've seen what to do and how to do it. And I've implemented what to do when it comes to leadership. Imagine becoming a better leader and having a better relationship with your spouse, or even a better relationship with your kids. That's what leadership is all about. We're going to build an incredible team together, and we're going to build an incredible you together. And we're going to do it in 30 days. We're going to knock it out of the park. I'm going to give you all the information that you need. But you've got to be accountable. You've got to be courageous. And click on that link, pawnleadersmasterclass.com. I have a passion within me to transform this industry. I don't have a passion to transform it the way others see us, but I have a passion to transform it from within, for how we see ourselves, how our families see us, how our staff sees us, because we become better leaders. Now, to go from pawnbroker to pawn leader, it takes courage. It takes commitment, and it takes accountability. And I want to help you get there, and I know that we can do it together. All of these pawnbrokers who I interview on the podcast, who've got 6 stores, 12 stores, 16 stores, 5 stores, and not just about stores, but who are making incredible money, who spend time with their family, who are healthy, it's about rule number 1, leadership. And leadership in the pawn industry is specific to our industry because there's so many things that are involved in building a great pawn team. And I'll be right there by your side to get it done. I don't want to see people suffer anymore. I don't want to see people drinking alcohol and being overweight in this industry. I don't want to see it anymore. I'm tired. Depression is rampant in the pawn industry. Anxiety and depression are huge. So if you feel that, if you want to stop having those feelings, if you want to get healthier, if you want to grow your loan balance, if you want that accountability like you've never had before, it takes leadership. So jump into the masterclass, send me a message, whatever it is, because I am really passionate about helping this industry. Again, I'm a third generation pawnbroker. My grandfather, my father, my uncle, my brother, all pawnbrokers. It's in the blood. I'm not going anywhere. But you've got to make the decision. You've got to say, I've got to do something different. I've got to become somebody different. Instead of just going and opening the door every single day and closing it every single night, going home, going to sleep, waking up and opening and closing and opening and closing and opening and closing, because that's what 98% of pawnbrokers do. You go open your store, you go work all day long, you come home, you're exhausted, don't spend time with the family sometimes, close the store, and then just repeat again, and again. Now, some people will say, well, I can't afford to hire a team. And I'd say that's bubkiss, because you want less inventory and a better team to bring in more inventory. I talk with pawnbrokers all the time. I say, how much inventory do you have? They say $400,000. What's your inventory turn? 1. You've got the money to buy a new house, a new car, a new boat, but you just don't know how to get there by putting in the marketing and the strategy as well. So I've got 20 spots. We start in May. This is the Masterclass. It's 30 days of intense coaching from me, and I'm going to teach you how to become an incredible leader, build an epic culture, master your marketing, and the people who have gone through it, I'll post some of their testimonials. Love the course, but you see it for yourself. I want you to be a part of that 1% of pawnbrokers who are crushing it, and I know you are capable of doing it as long as you learn what you need to learn and do the work. I grew up in this industry seeing my father suffer from depression, and I mean, they had 12 stores, no joke. But my dad worked 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. My grandfather 7 days a week, 14 hours a day. And they had a big staff. They just didn't know how to put in that culture and lead the team so that they can let people do what they need to do, so they can go and enjoy that. Because we build these pawn shops not to sit there all day long. We build these pawn shops to leave a legacy for our families. We build these businesses to leave a legacy for our children so they have something after that we're gone. But if you just build a pawn shop without really mastering what you need to master and thinking that just by doing it, it's going to come magically from the sky, you're not going to achieve your goals. And to get to that next step, that next point in your pawn shop, to take it from, if you have a $50,000 balance to 100, from $500,000 to $1 million, from $1 million to $2 million, it takes work, ladies and gentlemen. It really takes lots of work. When you ask all these people who have done it before, they'll tell you the same thing. And I want to fast track that for you in 30 days. Give you all the tools that you need at a price that's essentially ridiculous, with that guarantee. I'm guaranteeing that if you don't like this course, I'll give you your money back. No ifs, ands, or buts. I won't even ask you why. So jump on there, Pawn Leaders Masterclass, and let's build legacy together. Let's change your company culture. Let's change your mindset together. Let's change your health together. And let's do it quickly, because I've spoken with people who have said, yeah, Yigal, I'll work with you later on, and I'll give you a call, in 6 months. And when we talk, when I see them, they say, man, I got a divorce, or I'm sick, or my manager stole from me, or, my pawn shop isn't doing as well. Don't wait, because every time that you wait, you will lose. Don't sit on that fence. Just jump. Take a jump. I'll be right there with you with that parachute. I'm not going to let you hit that ground hard. Don't worry about it. I'm going to let you hit the ground running so that you have all the tools in your belt to kick ass. I've seen this. I've lived this. I built a business where we were working 14 hours a day. We'll talk to you soon. Remember, in order to lead, in order to get what you need from your staff, you've got to lead. It's the only way to do it. Take care, everyone.